everyone, and welcome to Cosmic Conversations on the Conscious Awakening Network. I'm your host, Sheila Seppi, and I want to thank you for coming out to tonight's episode. And I also want to thank Maria for being my co host all month long. So, for those of you that have been fortunate enough to be here with us, you've learned a little bit about her, but I'm just going to go over her bio again, real quick, just in case that you are just joining us. So, Maria is a psychic medium, a human potential activator, a wealth consciousness advocate, a master health and wellness coach, a seven-figure coach, a medical intuitive, a speaker, an author, and a podcaster. So, she also guides and trains and supports women entrepreneurs to reclaim their power and to reconnect to the divine within them, embodying their sacred feminine, unlocking their full human potential, and to activate their soul wealth to create the life by design of joy, grace, impact, abundance, and fulfillment. She facilitates a deep, multidimensional, transformational process. She works with healing trauma, removing money blockages, rewiring powerful beliefs, and releasing ancestral and karmic contracts. And she clears poverty consciousness. So if any of these things resonate with you, you might want to give her a call, and I'll have her to share all of her contact information in just a moment. But she also will help you to activate your own divine DNA to help you unleash the divine human perfected health and prosperity and the courage to authentically express yourself. So, welcome back, Maria. Thank you so much for being here and for being here all month.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's been a wonderful experience co-hosting with you and inviting beautiful guests to this month. Thank you.
Absolutely. And do you want to go ahead and share with people real quickly where they can find you right before you introduce our guest for tonight?
Oh, yes, thank you. So you can find me on 360 Prosperity. And that is my website, 360prosperity.com, 360 Prosperity on Facebook, 360 Prosperity Instagram, Maria Martinez, 360 on TikTok, and Evolve Life dot online. So any of those platforms, you can find me and connect with me, and yeah, we can see how we can support you.
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing that. Now, who do you have for us tonight?
So today I invited Ellen Holmes. She goes by E Light, which I really love the name, and you'll understand why when she begins to speak and share her experience and who she is as a light worker. I met her about a year ago at the UFOlogy World Conference, and I was just kind of blown away by um, her connection with the divine and the divine feminine. It was a beautiful experience, and I thought this was a great platform to invite her on and for her to share who she is as a way shower, as a light worker, and as a transformational leader. So I'll read a little bit about her bio and then I'll let her introduce herself. So she's following her Kundalini awakening in 2023. She stepped into her spiritual healing path and self-mastery. She spent much of her time traveling around the world, living in different countries, studying with different masters, gurus, swamis, monks, shaman, both ancient and new healing modalities from Reiki to Theta Healing, Kundalini Yoga, shamanism, qigong meditation, sacred geometry, and light language. And today she combines her powerful techniques uh, along with many journeys to assist leaders in rising. Uh, she's had a great impact in the world and the planet, and she facilitates this for others, empowering humanity, paving the way for the new earth. So thank you for being with us, Eli.
Thank you for inviting me, Maria. And hello, everybody.
Hi, I am so impressed. You want to tell everyone where you are and what time it is?
So I am in Ibiza and it's 3 a.m. in the morning. It's the first time I've been up at this time for a while, but I felt the call to be here and super grateful for the invitation. So sending love and light from the Ibiza vortex.
All right. Thank you so much. And I'll receive that. I wanted to ask you, I know that sounds like your Kundalini awakening was a real catalyst for change in your life back in 2013. Can you share a little bit more? Well, first off, tell us a little bit about you and how you got to be where you are, and then tell us a little bit more about your Kundalini experience to kind of, help us understand that a little bit more.
Yeah, so I'm British by birth. Although I haven't lived in the UK for some time, I went through this Kundalini awakening in 2013, and my whole entire life changed after that. Prior to that, I lived in the mainstream British matrix. And so, yeah, my whole entire life changed with the Kundalini awakening, and it was very, very physical. Prior to the Kundalini awakening, I was in my dark night of the soul, my first one, and I was thinking of ways to take my own life. I had a load of unresolved trauma, and I got down on my hands and knees and I prayed to God to save me. I prayed to God to send me some angels. And over the period of about 4 months, I went through a very physical awakening. It had been happening for about a year prior, but it was like 4 months. It was like I was shaken awake. And so I would go to bed at night and find myself in sleep paralysis. Do you know what sleep paralysis is?
Yes, but could you explain that to the audience in case they don't know?
Yeah, so it's this state. It's actually a very spiritual state and gateway into higher consciousness, but it can go in both ways. It's the space we go to astral travel. And so in sleep paralysis, we find ourselves literally conscious in the bed. You can see everything in the room. It's like you're awake, but you're unable to move. And so this is actually a space for astral travel. People also have darker experiences in sleep paralysis, which was actually one of the things that was happening to me in the beginning. It can be a place where demons are trying to attack, but there's nothing to fear here because you can work with God to protect you. And so I actually began to pray, and that stopped the darker experiences of sleep paralysis. And I actually have really beautiful experiences these days with sleep paralysis, like direct auditory communication from the divine, giving me instructions. So it's a very useful space. And then you can, of course, astral travel from this space as well. But yeah, back then, 2013, I was having these experiences at night where I'd find myself in sleep paralysis and my whole body would be vibrating. And I didn't know what this was. I thought I was dying. And then one night it all came to a head. I began meditating and I began reading tarot. And I think it was like my third night in a row meditating, and I was in sleep paralysis again, but only this time my body was vibrating more than ever before. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be paralyzed forever. And then I saw my Kundalini light up, my chakras light up, and my Kundalini rise until it reached my third eye. And I saw this huge eye open. And that was the last thing I remembered before I think I passed out because I was vibrating so much. And that was my Kundalini awakening. And after that, it was like the doors of multidimensional communication have been opened, and a really beautiful spiritual path of synchronicity and multidimensional communication unfolded from there. And it's only got more and more blissful and magical as time has gone on. I am in awe of how it's all unfolded.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. And, a lot of times I've heard people talk about when they're having their Kundalini awakening, that there's massive heat that travels up and down their spine. Did you experience anything like that as well?
So, not the first time, didn't get any heat then, but I've had a lot of awakenings since then and activity. And so, heat is definitely one of them. Also, sensations in the body and moving throughout the body. That's something that began to happen since that first Kundalini awakening. I began to feel the energy moving in the body. And yeah, that's only deepened as time has gone on. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it freaks a lot of people out if they're not used to it. And so I was pretty freaked out at the beginning of it. But you kind of get used to it and just ride those waves.
Yeah. Oh, I had one guy to tell me that his Kundalini his experience was so intensive that it actually caused back trouble for him, and that it took a period of months for him to kind of readjust, because he kept saying it was stuck. He said it's stuck down in my lower chakras and I can feel it moving and feel it vibrating, and it's at times it kind of locks me up. And so,
Uh-huh.
yeah, those types of awakenings can be super, super intense. Now, I wanted to ask you something else. When Maria was reading your bio, she also mentioned that you've had a lot of different travels and you've studied with different teachers. And I was wondering, was there any one thing that inspired you to go to these different places and to have all of these unique experiences and healing practices?
I think I just saw the path light up when I awakened, because it was like I was propelled from such darkness into great light. I just wanted to go all into my spiritual path. I was at university and I had 3 years going deep into universal laws, and I was like, I've got to travel. I don't know where, I don't know how, I don't know why, I just got to travel. And I actually did an ayahuasca ceremony following graduating university. And ayahuasca told me to go to Barcelona. So I booked a flight to Barcelona, and then the journey opened up there. And then I was guided to India. And I'd just see the country light up, and I'd see the place in the country that I had to go, like in my third eye. And I just follow the guidance, and then synchronicities would unfold. Yeah, it's really quite amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool. After you've had these like the Kundalini awakenings and you've really dropped in to your own spiritual awakening and started embodying it, I find that a lot of people do travel. And I think it's because you're spreading all of your light codes. Did you feel that way? Or were you just like, man, I know I've just got to be there?
Haha, for sure. There is definitely a planetary grid activating. I believe that's why many light workers are called to travel. Also, I believe we also go to places that we were in past lives. And so we're tapping into the Akasha of past lives to remember certain wisdom as well.
That's cool. Cool. And then I have one more question, and then I promise, Maria, I'll let you ask some questions because I know that you
Go
speak
ahead.
light language. And, a lot of times when people speak light language, they have a feeling, or as they're speaking, they can see symbols escaping, or they feel like sacred geometries dropping in and coming out. I was wondering if you could explain just a little bit about your light language, how that resonates with you, if you know what dialect you're speaking. Just tell us a little bit more about your light language. And for people who may not be familiar, if you'll explain what that is.
Mhm. So, light language is the language of the soul. It is the language of all of our lifetimes. And it is an incredibly powerful medicine. It's been referred to throughout history by different names. In India, it's known as the mother tongue. In shamanic cultures, sacred ikaros, meaning like magical song for healing. And of course, you have the mantras as well in Hinduism too, and speaking in tongues in Christianity. So it is a form of communication with the divine. And when we open to our light language, it assists us in embodying our higher self, because it is downloaded directly from our higher self. So it can accelerate our awakening process exponentially, the activation of our multidimensional gifts as well. And so I channel the language of my higher self through the language of light. And yeah, the origins of the ancient future, the new earth.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Okay, Maria, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. Well, thank you for sharing who you are. I actually wanted to see if we can go in a little bit deeper into your work, your body of work. You have different awakenings. So, sometimes we call it learnings, right? We learn different modalities, but in reality, I feel like we're awakening a part of ourselves that we already know. So that an ancient wisdom that's already there. Tell us a little bit about what that is for you. How does it show up? How does it present itself when you're working with whether it's individual or a group?
So how do I perceive it?
Yeah, how does that show up for you in terms of whether it's a collective or a process or an experience?
It can be different. I feel I'm very connected to the fifth element in the field. So I feel through the field. And with this as well, I see my abilities have upgraded so much as time has gone on, and they've just accelerated over this past year, where like visions, direct communication in dreams. I also astral travel, so come out of the body and see different things happening upon the planet. I receive direct instructions sometimes from Jesus. He comes through, he's one of my most important guides, one of my favorite guides. That's how I work. I get downloads, I get visions. Sometimes I hear, sometimes I feel. But yeah, mostly it's just flow in feeling from the center.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about your mission, and if you feel like you have a mission here on Earth and then a galactic mission, or if it's the same?
Uh-huh. So there's two major components to my mission. There's the full body ascension process, so the activation of the Merkaba light body, becoming Christed human beings, so embodying Christ consciousness. And the sacred geometry provides like a multi-dimensional map and template for this. So I work very deeply with the sacred geometry, been doing it for about 10 years. So there's the light body, the physical body, and then there's also the kingdoms. And so I awakened to the vision of the coming kingdoms in 2019, and this changed my life forever. I was coming out of my second dark night of the soul. This was my third big awakening. And I was walking in the Himalayas, and I was getting weighed down with a load of human drama. And I wasn't really sure how to get out of my second dark night of the soul. And I had this encounter with these two outer beings in the Himalayas, and they brought my awareness to the Aether. And they said, why are you letting yourself get weighed down with all this silly human drama? Can you not see what is coming? And this divine city emerged the Aether, and I saw it illuminating the whole entire planet. And the outer beings, they said, a divine time is coming where humanity will be required to come together and work together. Welcome home to the kingdom's consciousness. And so through bringing my awareness to these kingdoms, everything that had been weighing me down, it was lifted and it was transmuted into light. And it was such a profound awakening. Life got easier from there. And so there is that larger collective vision that I assist people in tapping into in its multitude, because it incorporates everything. You know, it is the structure of society in all areas. It's the health and well-being of humanity. But then there's also, the physical full body ascension. So they're the main two areas of the work that I do.
Beautiful. So now I have lots of questions. But if you could share more about the kingdoms and that city and the beings that you encounter, any other insight that you can share about and their connection?
Yeah. So this has been like a huge part of my journey. At different points, I've received very big visions of prophecy, and I mark them as my awakenings. So I had in 2016 my second big awakening, which was with an ayahuasca ceremony, my first ever ayahuasca ceremony. And I saw how our astrological alignments within the universe are bringing a huge influx of love and light to the planet. And there is nothing that we can do to stop this divine light flooding the earth. And it's only going to intensify from here. And we are required to raise our vibration to move through these times of greater ease. And I was showing how this divine love and light is also known as Christ consciousness. And I was sharing with this how Jesus came to assist in activating the planetary grid and preparing humanity for this next level of human consciousness, showing to us our human potential. And so I actually began to heal my relationship with Jesus back in 2016, because I had a lot of Christian trauma with him. But that was in many ways the foundation for the next vision I received in 2019 of the coming kingdoms. It was like the next layer, more detail. And then as time has gone on, so they were two giant white celestial dragons who awakened that vision within me in the Himalayas. I'd never believed in dragons up until that point, so that was pretty big awakening too. But yeah, as time has gone on, more details have been revealed in relation to the kingdoms. And I actually turned back to the Bible following this vision, and I found it fascinating to see how these kingdoms have also been depicted in the Bible as well. And so this isn't new, rather ancient wisdom is just returning. It's the ancient future is one of the ways to understand this process.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm sure, Sheila, you also have lots of questions, so I want to ask one more question. Um, so how can we as humanity use this information or embody this information to continue to raise our vibration for this influx of love that is coming in with this knowledge of the kingdom, with this beings of light? I could relate to the dragons because I work with a white dragon as well, and I have a red dragon, like reddish brown dragon that I work with. So I can relate to what you're saying about these beings that in the past, wouldn't have had this connection, and now we do because we're doing this work here for humanity. So what can you share with us about how can we work with the kingdoms or the dragons or other beings that are now coming in to help us or usher us through this time of change?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean, I suggest people really focus on embodying their higher self. It's like the simplest way, the most streamlined way, and ultimately looking to become like Jesus Christ. As we become multidimensional, many beings begin to step forward, and although they can be useful in assisting us in awakening, it's important we don't get distracted. Like in ascension, in essence, we are returning home to who we truly are, our core. So a huge key is relaxing into ascension rather than trying to chase it and become something we are not already. It's a matter of relaxing into more of who we truly are and embodying our higher self. And in essence, clearing away all that is not in resonance with our higher self. And so I look to Jesus all the way home. He's the great example of who we are to become. And he is working miracles in my life in amazing ways. And so it can help to also work with him to assist us in this process because it's huge and he's walked this path before us. What many people don't realize is like his incarnation facilitated an activation of the human akasha that's connected to the human body. And so he's a great mirror, an example for these times, and can assist humanity in shifting so much. Where the vision of the kingdoms is a powerful vision to assist in transmuting everything that's coming to surface on the planet because systems are breaking down. There's a lot of fear that's surfacing. And so it's important that as things come to light, we maintain our faith in the master plan at work and we focus through these times into the divine times that have been prophesized. Because at the end of the day, also it is our thoughts that create our reality. So it's actually a matter of also harnessing the power within us as a collective to create those divine times. And yeah, it starts with the individual rather than waiting for somebody else to do it. It starts with the individual and then we all do it together. It ripples throughout the planetary grid and consciousness.
Beautiful. Many people talk about Yeshua's appearance here on the planet as being someone who was here to sow the seeds, and that it's actually taken 2,000 years for those seeds to come to fruition because now we speak that language. If you go back and you read any of his teachings, you'll find out he was like the greatest metaphysician of all. We can understand it now. I cannot imagine what it was like 2,000 years ago. People are like, what did he say? What is he doing? Or, so you can begin to understand. Some people saw him as a great guru and other people not so much. But it does appear as if his teachings are now coming to fruition and people can really grab hold of those meanings. And when he's talking about, the kingdom is within you, people are like, well, yeah, of course it is. Yes, of course, And so he was a great guru. Now, other than him, what about some of the other masters and gurus that you've worked with? Do you have any particular one that really stands out for you? And if so, is it, what is their teachings and how can that kind of apply to us today? And I ask this because so many people now, just like you were talking about, are looking How do I bring in that higher self? How do I clear out my field? How do I vibrate at the highest resonance possible? And they're looking for all of these little tricks. So, from someone who's kind of been there, done that, and studied, can you share some of your little tips with us?
Oh, yeah, of course. So there's the human teachers that I've had, all of them amazing in their own ways, with the different wisdom teachings that they've activated. One of the key areas has been the state of non-attachment. There was a time where I would be a people pleaser, like so many empaths often find themselves doing. So something many of the different masters have helped me do is like really master my boundaries and energy field. With this, they have also helped introduce different deities. So in particular, I work with, I like Krishna, Krishna, and also Hermes Trismegistus as well. Like these are ancient masters that were also connected to the Christ consciousness. And Krishna, he activated the Krishna consciousness. Trismegistus, maybe you can hear the similarity, Christ, Trismegistus, Krishna, it's a similar Christic frequency. And so Hermes Trismegistus, also known as Thoth, he was around way back BC, activating the Kundalini wisdom, brought the keys of the Kabbalion. And he's been a huge teacher within my journey as well. Also Krishna, they in many ways sowed the seeds to help my awakening to Jesus Christ too. They helped assist me in tapping into the crystalline consciousness that's connected with the Christ consciousness. But yeah, the ancient masters, they helped with the transmutation of energies and the boundaries. That's what I found.
And now you mentioned the Christ consciousness. Can you talk a little bit more about that? What that means to you and how people can access that or anchor it into their lives?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so depending on where someone's at on their journey can depend on how they're able to tap into it. So I had a lot of Christian trauma, so I had to go through a deep healing process to open to Christ, like that frequency and name and code, it would trigger me, and it triggers a lot of people. And so I went into crystalline consciousness, and I awakened to crystalline consciousness in India very deeply. And this bridged back into Christ consciousness and assisted me in opening up to Christ consciousness. And so crystalline consciousness, Christ consciousness, Krishna consciousness is the divine Christic frequency. And it's this next level of our human evolution. It's pure, clear, pristine, it's crystalline. And so we can understand the nature of it through tapping into the crystals, the clear quartz crystals. They hold a very clear reflection and mirror of this frequency. And so we can learn to feel and translate it through the clear quartz crystal bodies, but then also tapping into the consciousness that's been activated by the different masters. Christ, in many ways, is the highest timeline. It is the embodiment of our higher self, and it bridges beyond time. And so as we are moving into Christ consciousness, we're moving into 5D, where all becomes now. And so Jesus, like he's the demonstration of this, he healed in miraculous ways. And he was able to heal because he focused on one in pure divine alignment with the source, God, which is beyond all ailments. And so in the same way, we can heal in Christ through focusing on one another in alignment with the highest timeline, the higher self. And this is beyond time as well. It's a perspective beyond time. It's quantum healing.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. And speaking of another type of quantum healing, I want to talk just a minute about shamanism because I also see you're a shamanic practitioner. And I know for me, shamanism really helped to anchor spirituality, into my life and really opened me up in a variety of different ways. And I was wondering if you could share with everybody how shamanism really how you are working with shamanism and maybe share a few tips about what people can do to anchor some of that type of energy in their life as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I love the shamanic path. It's one of my favorite, and those who walk the shamanic path often speak my language. It's very multidimensional. I work very closely with Mother Ayahuasca. I also work with Kambe from time to time as well. But yeah, shamanism is actually what awakened the language of light within me and has assisted me in deeper embodying my authenticity, in clearing away and healing from things that I never thought I would heal from at a time earlier on in my journey. So it's been so wonderful to be able to release things and peel back layers. And so if somebody wants to get into the shamanic path, I believe it's very important to really honor the indigenous roots and to find a mentor who studied like with the indigenous or is an indigenous shaman, getting the pure shamanic teachings. I believe that's very important to honor the roots. And if somebody is working with plant medicine, to go to the roots of the plant medicine and to really honor where it's from. I believe this is very important for getting the pure teachings.
And so, there are many different types of shamanism, and there are many different disciplines. Can you share with us which one you're studying?
So I'm on the medicine path of Mother Ayahuasca.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. And where do your teachers come from? Where are they anchored?
Which ones? The shamanic teachers?
Uh-huh.
So I've got a different shaman in different places, in Peru, also in Mexico, also in England, also in places in Europe. The locations I can't say, but yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks.
A beautiful family. And
Yes.
yeah, it's amazing how the synchronicities align as well. Everybody connects.
Yeah.
In the medicine community. It's quite amazing. Yeah.
It is definitely a huge healing modality in people's lives. And I was just wondering, of all the healing modalities that you work with, do you find one that is more powerful for you in your particular life? And is that something that's easily shared with other people?
I love Theta Healing. I believe that's in many ways the most direct form of healing. But even Theta Healing, I work with in Christ consciousness. So I work in a similar way to Theta Healing, but working directly with Christ. And so that is what I have found to be the fastest way of healing, is really attuning to the higher self and then bringing the whole entire life throughout time and space into alignment with that highest timeline in Christ. So that's what I've found to be the most powerful, but also the Kundalini, qigong. There's many different practices. I can't just stay with one. I've got to do lots of different ones. Yeah.
So can you share with us a little bit about the practices that are your favorite and tell people a little bit about each one of them?
Yeah, so I really enjoy qigong. That is an ancient mystical art that assists us in tapping into the qi, the energy, the universal energy, and it can be used to assist in balancing our mind, body, and spirit. Also, the Kundalini yoga. I'm a Kundalini yoga teacher. The path of Kundalini yoga, or Kriya yoga, also known as, is a very powerful practice for awakening the Kundalini life force. All yoga originates from the intention to awaken the Kundalini. A lot of people don't realize that. They're doing asanas and they don't realize like it's an ancient technology to awaken our Kundalini life force for our full body ascension. And so the physical practice, that's a really important part of what I do. I love the exercise. I also like to run. I consider running as an important part of my spiritual practice. And of course, meditation as well, and the sacred geometry. There's many different practices, but prayer, meditation, and exercise, these are my three main areas.
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, Maria, I think I've asked for a while. I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. I was just thinking, actually, just kind of creating the space. If you feel comfortable to give an experience of light language or any of the other modalities that you would like, the group would really enjoy to experience your work and your energy and your frequency and your vibration.
Yeah, it would be an honor to. How long would you like me to do it for?
Well, we have about 30 minutes remaining.
Okay. I mean, I can do anything from like 1 minute to 10 minutes or 15, however you feel.
What do you think, like 20 minutes, 25 minutes?
Sure.
Yeah? Okay. So if you want to become comfortable, you can close your eyes. Placing your hands upon your lap, palms facing upwards. Tuning into your heart center. Visualizing a divine diamond light igniting within your heart center. Seeing the diamond light of your heart expanding out throughout your whole entire sacred human vessel, illuminating your whole entire being with the divine diamond light. See the diamond light of your heart expanding out into your auric field and surrounding you in a divine sphere of love, in a divine sphere of diamond light, divine torus field of diamond light. Tuning into your heart again. Now sending the diamond light of your heart out throughout your whole entire sacred human vessel once again. And seeing the diamond light connecting with all of the cells in your body. Trillions of cells in your body. You can see your cells lighting up. The divine diamond light, consciousness and wisdom. You may see your cells pulsating, upgrading, recalibrating. The divine diamond light, consciousness and wisdom. Feeling the love and appreciation for all the cells in your body. And tuning into your heart again, sending the diamond light of your heart out throughout your whole entire sacred human vessel, illuminating your whole entire being, expanding out and surrounding you in a divine sphere of love, a divine sphere of diamond light. See the diamond light of your heart illuminating the sacred sphere and torus field of light and love, your sacred light body vessel. And tuning into your heart again. Now sending the diamond light of your heart down through each chakra, down into the ground beneath you, down, down, down into the center of the earth, where there is a giant etheric crystal at the center of the earth, connecting with the crystalline grid, woven through Gaia's lands. So you're sending the diamond light of your heart down through your solar plexus, down through your sacral chakra, down through your root chakra, down, down, down into the ground beneath you, connecting with the crystalline center of the earth, the crystalline grid woven through Gaia's lands. Feeling your connection to the crystalline grid and field of light. As you ground into the crystalline diamond consciousness of New Earth. And tuning into your heart again. Now sending the diamond light of your heart up through each chakra, up through your crown, up, 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 and connecting with the crystalline grid above you. The crystalline grid is Earth's multidimensional energy field. It is a crystalline frequency. It's what the New Earth human being connects to in crystalline consciousness. It's also known as the Christ grid. You connect to in Christ consciousness. It is crystal. It is pure. It is divine. It is clean. It is crystalline. So you're sending the diamond light of your heart up through your throat, up through your third eye, up through your crown, up, 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 and connecting with the crystalline grid above you. So you are connected both beneath you and above you to the crystalline grid and field of light, opening up a channel of divine diamond light moving through your body, connecting you both beneath you and above you to the crystalline grid and field of light. And tuning into your heart again, and expanding the crystalline diamond light of your heart out throughout your whole entire being, out into your auric field, out, 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 and connecting with the crystalline grid surrounding you. So you are connected both beneath you, above you, and surrounding you to the crystalline grid and field of light. Upgrading you in crystalline consciousness, in divine remembrance of your multidimensionality. And tuning into your heart again. Now sending the diamond light of your heart once again out throughout your whole entire sacred human vessel, illuminating your whole entire being and surrounding you in the divine sphere of love, the divine sphere of light, the torus field. It's very important as you connect to the crystalline grid to then also bring your awareness back to your sacred sphere of light surrounding you, your torus field, your sacred spaceship, your macabre light body vessel, your chariot of ascension. Tuning into your heart again, now sending the diamond light of your heart up through your crown and around your body in a torus field. And then back up again through your kundalini, up through your crown and around your body in a torus field. And you can breathe in as you send this energy up through your crown, breathing through your nose. Breathe out as you send this energy around your body in a torus field. Breathing in, you send this energy up through your crown. Breathing out, sending it around your body in a torus field. Tuning into your heart again, sending the diamond light of your heart out throughout your whole entire sacred human vessel, and connecting with the torus field that you've just activated, enhancing the torus field, the diamond light. I'm going to bring through some commands of activation to assist you in further upgrading. You're welcome to repeat these internally to receive this activation, or you can simply listen and say, I command it now to receive. Divine creator of all that is, I command that you purify and upgrade my whole entire sacred human vessel with the love, light, and spirit of Christ. Assist me in embodying the wisdom of my soul and higher self. Assist me in embodying my highest timeline. Attune me to Christ consciousness, the Christ master within. Assist me in embodying love consciousness consistently throughout all aspects of me, throughout my DNA, throughout my cellular structure, throughout my physical body, throughout all layers of my aura, throughout all dimensions, throughout all timelines, throughout all lifetimes. I command it now. Thank you, divine creator. Thank you, thank you. And so it is. I'll bring through some light codes for you to receive. O Mahaya, O Masaya, Ki ala suma, O Maha, O Mecca ala tume, ala suma, O Mahaya, O Maha, Yeshua Empire, Ki ala suma, O Maha, O Messiah, O Mahaya, we are Lahuma, ala su, Maha. Tuning into your heart again and expanding the diamond light of your heart out throughout your whole entire sacred human vessel. Illuminating your whole entire being in the divine diamond frequency, and ray of light. Tuning into your breath, the sensation of your breath as you breathe. Tuning into the ground beneath you, feeling the support of the ground beneath you. The sensation of the ground beneath you as you ground into this activation. It's very important to ground multidimensional awakening. You have to be source embodied on earth as human. Your mastery begins as you embody your higher self. So feeling the ground beneath you as you ground into this activation, feeling the sensations of the ground beneath you. In union with the sensation of your breath as you breathe. In union with the rhythm of your heart beating in your chest. Your heart is the gateway to new earth. It is the gateway home to who you truly are at your core. It is the gateway to love. You are love at your core. For ascension, in essence, is the process of coming home to who you truly are at your core, which is infinite, unconditional love in all that you are. And it's time to remember who you are and all that you are. You are love. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. You can take your time.
That was so beautiful.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. I don't know about everybody else, but I feel very, very light. I don't want to feel too much energy, but I do feel a lot of energy. I want to make sure I can go to sleep. But, sometimes during these meditations, when we connect in with these higher aspects, especially this crystalline energy, we really tap into who we truly are. And I think when we're able to do that, everything else just starts to fall away. And when that falls away, we kind of step into that non-linear time. So thank you for that experience. That was beautiful.
You're welcome. It's an honor to share.
All right, let's see. Does anyone have anything they would like to share about the meditation or anything that they experienced? You want to raise your hands or come off mute?
I just want to say the frequencies were so high. I've worked with the crystalline body and stuff before, but I kind of forgot it was a couple of years ago. But it is such a high frequency, and this just brought, you could feel, kind of like Sheila said, you could feel yourself lifting out of all of this stuff. Really appreciate this. Very beautiful. Thank you, Ellen.
You're welcome. I'm happy to hear. It's an honor.
Yeah, and Fallon said that she astrally fell to the center of the earth. So that's a great grounding. Beautiful. Does anybody else have anything they would like to share? Okay, good. I have some more questions for you. So if someone wants to revisit, other than listening to the replay, obviously, but if someone wants to bring this type of a practice into their life, can you share some of the things that they can really look out for? Because I know a lot of times when people tap into healing practices, all of a sudden things will kind of shift in their life. Can you tell people what they might expect from this type of a practice?
Yes, so higher dimensional embodiment, which can bring about greater synchronicities. Like synchronicities are the divine order of reality, and it's the way it's supposed to be. And so as we come home to who we truly are, synchronicities begin to light the path forward on a day-to-day experience. It's quite amazing how it all unfolds. Everything kind of just aligns. Also, there's the psychic abilities, heightened clairvoyance, multidimensional communications. Like if you do these kind of practices over a long period of time, you know, astral travel. Some people astral travel straight away with just one experience. Some people are very sensitive and they can go very quickly. Others, it can take some time to open, but multidimensional upgrades of psychic abilities. This is one of the areas that this can assist in enhancing remembrance of Christ consciousness, higher dimensional embodiment, and particularly working with the diamond light is very, very purifying. And so this can assist in really attuning to the intuition and alignment with our higher self and really living in that state of flow. And so it really brings a beautiful timeline. Particularly when I started working with the diamond light, everything became much lighter and reality was elevated to a higher timeline with it.
Beautiful. Thank you. Oh, and thank you for sharing your light language. That was very beautiful.
Yeah, well, you requested some light language, so I always love to share the codes.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so let me ask this, Ellen. Do you have anything that you want to bring forward that maybe we have not touched upon tonight?
So something that's coming through is the importance of faith and hope for humanity in these times. Really divine times are coming. I was actually shown a really beautiful timeline just before the election. And the good news is with the election, this timeline is only amplified. It's like a golden timeline. I was shown this divine time coming for humanity in the golden ages loading, like beautiful, beautiful times. Equally with this, we have a process and transition before us. And in many ways, one of the strongest and greatest assets that is available to each and every one of us is our faith. Now, some people may struggle with faith because of traumas that have unfolded. Something that can help rebuild faith, because it is like a fabric, is hope. Hope is like a substance that repairs the fabric of faith, and it can transmute lower vibrational states of being into higher vibrational states of being. It's a very powerful key to work with, particularly if you feel overwhelmed with certain things that are unfolding upon the planet, things that are coming to light. Having hope and having faith and having vision of what's coming through it all, this is like a superpower. It becomes a superpower. Trusting in God, trusting in the master planet work is what will deliver us as humanity to these divine times. Staying positive, having faith through it all. This is, the big key. And I know I come back to Jesus with this. It's one of the great things he assisted in activating is faith. He lived in faith. And so this is really central in this next step of our human evolution, is our faith in it all.
Thank you. And Maria, this is our last night together. It's been such an honor to have you here. Do you have any final words that you would like to leave with people? And before we close, before I have you do that, Elle, can you share with people how they can get a hold of you if they're interested in, reaching out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I have Instagram, which is Light of Ascension on Instagram. Also Facebook, I'm Ellen Holmes on Facebook. I'm Light on YouTube, and you can always reach me on my website, which is theschoolofcreation.com.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, Maria.
Well, first of all, thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure to be here with all of you, and it's been so lovely to experience the magic and the essence, the power, the light of all our guests. And thank you all for being here with us. And the message that I want to share along the lines, what we'll share is that, take that leap of faith, trust deeply, believe in what is already available to you and everything that is possible. Elevate yourself to your truth and authenticity. Activate within you the divine intelligence. Lean into that completely, thoroughly, completely jump into what is next for you, the next possibility. To activate who you are as a divine being, who you are as a human being, who you are as a galactic being, and aligning all of that into oneness, embodying all of what you are to manifest a reality for yourself and to be a catalyst for others and humanity. So holding the space for love, holding the space for compassion, holding the space of infinite divine creation is the message for everybody. We all have that already within us, and leaning into it will awaken more of it. So that's my message, and encourage everyone to do that as well. Know who you are as a powerful divine being, honor that, and own it fully.
Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, those were two very, very powerful messages. And, one of the things that I want to share, so many people are talking about, oh, this is such a chaotic time and, things are so dark. But I like to remind people that you only think they're dark if you're holding the light, because that light shines on the darkness and illuminates what's already always been there. This is nothing new. Humanity has gone through these cycles, for eons of time. And now we are at the cusp where we're getting ready to experience this beautiful golden age. So thank you for bringing that to light tonight as well. So we're in beautiful times. So that faith, that Ellen was talking about is so, so important. And dropping into gratitude. This is the month, this is the week where, we have a whole holiday to be, in our gratitude. And we will be having a regular podcast on Thanksgiving evening. Karin Swain is going to be our host, and we will have Hillis Pugh with us. So please, drop in if you have the time, give a little gratitude, during the day, and know that all of our love and thoughts are with you. So I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. I want to thank you wherever you are watching us on whatever platform. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for everyone who's watching the replays. So we really do appreciate it. And I do love all those emails that you guys send. So thank you so much, and sending much love and gratitude to everyone. And until we are all back together again, namaste. Much love, everyone, and have a beautiful, beautiful week. Thanks so much for being here.